Mariluz Cook here for the Big Sky, joined by Kenny McDaniel, Sacramento State Director of Track and Field and Cross Country. So first off, congratulations are in order. You're expecting your first child this October. What excites you most about being a dad?
Oh, wow. Oh, just talking about it give me goosebumps. So my first child, I tell you, I'm 46 years old, so I had a chance to meet so many amazing fathers, especially doing recruiting. And I tell you, I live by, one father is more than 100 schoolmasters. And I just feel like that's such an important role. I think about Kobe Bryant a lot as of late. I'm about to become a father. And someone asked me a couple weeks ago, what type of father would I love to be like? And I would say like Kobe. He was a phenomenal father. And I tell you, I told somebody the other day, I've been to Olympics with some athletes. I've been to the World Championships. I've won national championships being part of programs. But this is like the most exciting time of my life. It really is. Have a little Kenny running around here. It's going to be awesome. I was just thinking the other night, what is the first thing I'll teach him, when he get his first little girlfriend and when he start, it's just a lot of stuff that run through my head, but I do understand being a father is, again, one father is more than 100 school masters. And that's just what I'm gonna live by, because what I can teach him is it's going to be impeccable, of what we can do as a family. So I'm so excited. I can't even put into words, to be honest. So that's a tough question to answer. But I'm overjoyed. I realize it's a blessing. I tell people I work out all the time because I'm having a kid at a later in life. So I work out to have more energy. But I'm really excited. I really am. I can't wait. He's supposed to be here between October 1st and October 10th. But I ask my wife every night, what's wrong with him coming a little early, like 3 weeks early? I'm excited. It's kind of like, getting a stimulus check. You can't wait to get it. So you checking every day when it's going to get here. And when it get here, what are you going to do with the money that you get from the stimulus check? So it's kind of like the same way. I'm really excited. Like, I can't even explain how excited I am.
Oh, I love that for you. Your energy and your excitement is just so contagious. So you talk about Kobe and the type of father he was. You want to be that type of father. What do you think were those qualities that made him such a good father?
Well, I believe I had an amazing father. So I'm a firm believer in it's a cycle, So my father never missed none of my competitions. He was heavily involved in my education, even though I was intimidated by him because he was a genius in mathematics. But I really believe Kobe was a great dad because he was there, he cared. And, it's funny, his birthday was yesterday, and it was all over, it was publicized all over the world. But I think he was a phenomenal father. And if I had to, immortalize anybody, to be my father, and as well as him. But again, that's the greatest gift in the world. And I've been doing a lot of reading, even though you can't read to learn about how to be a parent. But like they say, the best thing you can give a kid is to love them, And so that's one thing they'll get in my house because my wife is very loving. She's a school teacher, and I tell her all the time that's part of the package. So she's a teacher, and teaching is all about loving. So right now on paper we should be okay, but there will always be things that we don't know because we first-time parents. But yeah, I really believe if you had a great father, it's just going to be a cycle. So I'm proud the way I was raised, and so I think it's going to affect how we raise our newborn.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, looking at your coaching career, how do you think that has prepared you for fatherhood? And then also with your wife being a teacher, how do you think that's prepared her for motherhood?
This might sound crazy, but I have literally probably met with over 5,000 families. And I tell you, I have met some amazing dads during the recruiting process. And I learned what to do, what not to do. But I will say this, I learned a lot from a lot of recruiting dads, because you learn how they raise their kids, how they learn how to make decisions, because they have to decide what college they go to. A lot of times these kids make the decision. So I get a chance to hear how these dads raise their sons and daughters. And And then also I hear my wife, when she come home from work, she have a story every day, and she's a special ed teacher. And so she gets so excited when she teach a kid how to read, or, you know, teach them how to spell their name, or what it may be for their lesson. But so for us, we had a chance to really get a sneak preview of some of how these parents raise their kids. And I think one of the best advice I got from one of my recruits' dad was, you're going to fail, embrace it and learn from it. And no parent is perfect. Just enjoy the ride, because it goes by fast. Like you don't have to be a recruit's parent to tell me, but they all say it goes by fast. So I'm a sprint coach, so I'm used to everything going by fast. But I'm really excited about that. But again, I learned a lot from my wife, with her being a special ed teacher, and me dealing with over 1,000 recruits. I tell you, I've met some amazing parents. Like, I met some parents I really believe they should write books on how to get their kids to college, and how to be responsible, and just how to be good people, you know. And so I make notes of everything. I probably have 20 pages of notes of just, if I ever have a kid. And these are notes from probably like 2003. If I ever have a son or daughter, I'm gonna make sure I do that, you know. So, but yeah, to answer your question, a lot of it just come from my wife's experience as a teacher, and also me recruiting thousands of parents. I think that's gonna help me doing this amazing journey.
Yeah, so you're talking about things that you've written down since 2003. Is there anything that sticks out to you that you're excited to apply when your son is born in October?
You know, it's funny you say that. I have it highlighted. I want to be spontaneous. I think that's critical in children's development. I want to just do stuff randomly. I want to cry in front of my son. I think that's important. I learned that from a dad. He cried in front of his kid when he sent him off to college, and he said that's the first time he ever seen his dad cry. I don't want my son to see me cry the first time he go off to college. I don't think that. I want him to see. Because we all are emotional. I'm an emotional person. So I think that's important. I made a highlight of that. I want them to see me at the high, the low, and I just, especially as men, sometimes we talk not to cry. And I just, I believe if it's there, let it out. Because if you keep holding it in, eventually it's going to come out in a negative way, So that's the one thing that I want, my son to know, that everything's going to be spontaneous. It's going to be a lot of random stuff going on, and we're going to have a lot of fun. And, I'm going to cry, I'm going to laugh, I'm going to be goofy. And I think I do that with my team, So, with my team, I'm always talking about things is going to happen. It's going to happen. So we just have to deal with it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I was actually going to ask if you apply some of those things to your coaching with your team too. So I'm glad that you touched on that a bit. So you are wrapping up your second year at Sac State. Obviously, this year has been a little bit different than last year. But what have you loved most about being there?
It's crazy, because I first got here, I was just now learning how to. I was just learning the team. I like to give analogies. So it's kind of like you watching a good movie, and you forgot to pay your cable bill, and your cable just go off, and you're in the middle of watching a good movie. So with all this pandemic going on, I was really just getting to know the personalities of my team, who's the true leaders, who's someone who need really a lot of help as far as developing as a person. And then boom, all this happened. So again, it was like I was watching one amazing movie, and then all of a sudden, I got to go pay my cable bill, and I can't, I can't pay it. But again, I learned a lot. It's been fun. I have an amazing staff, Coach Cahill, Aaron Braun, Coach Graham, my Povall, Coach Lizzie. They do an amazing job. I don't have to worry about my staff. They work hard. So it's been an amazing ride. It's I feel for the kids because of the pandemic. We can't really do what we want to do, but I do understand we're just going through some stuff. I read the other day, when you're going through hell, just keep on going, so eventually we're going to get through it. But yeah, I have no complaints. It's a great job. It's a great position. Mark Orr, Marcus Jennings, President Nelson, they all support track and field. I'm thankful for those guys. I have buddies all across the country. They lost their job during this pandemic. So I'm really thankful, for the leadership here at Sac State.
Good. Awesome. I'm so glad. And I love your analogies. I love the stimulus check analogy. And then this cable bill one too is that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to
absolutely.
Put it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Coach, for your time today. I appreciate it so much, and good luck in your new role as a dad. So excited.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, well, when he arrives, I'll make sure that you and the Big Sky and Denise know he's here. So we'll know soon, probably about 6 weeks.
Awesome. Okay, so I know that they have some Big Sky bibs that they're giving out to the Big Sky babies. So we'll make sure that your baby gets one. So
yeah, please do that.
Well, thank you so much. I seriously appreciate your time so much, and your energy is just so contagious. Like this is what we need right now. Like
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I hope my son don't have as much energy as me. It's going to be a lot of spark plugs and a lot of sparks going around. So I hope he's calm as I hope he's just a little bit slightly under me. Can't have 2 people in the house running around.
Oh my gosh, too funny. Well, thank you so much, and good luck. I'm so excited for you. So excited.
Thank you.